Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcast and content creators.
What up, though, everybody? Happy Thursday. We are back for another special episode of A State of Mind. And, of course, always, it's your girl, Broker Marlisha Darnell. And I'm sitting here with my girl, Emma Elder Howard. Hey, Em.
What up, Detroit? What up, world? What up, Facebookers and social media folks? How we doing this Thursday? It's a little gloomy, but we make it do what it do. I realized that this weekend is daylight savings.
Is it?
Yes.
Amen.
So that means we get an extra hour, right?
They said an hour and a half from what I've been reading.
Okay.
I don't know where that extra 30 minutes coming from, but we need it.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it all day long. So, what you been up to?
Working.
How's the property management? I know things have been a bit challenging, some roller coasters.
It is. It's another roller coaster. But the good thing about this roller coaster is I know how to take it on. So it hasn't really been stressing me out. You know, after a hard reset from my trip and everything and getting away, it helped me refocus and redirect my energy.
Okay.
So, you know, property management is really like problem management because that's all you do.
Really?
Yeah, you manage problems. You manage problems with the tenants, owners, contractors. So it can be stressful, but at the end of the day, I got it balanced now. So I'm good. I'm blessed for new business.
I was going to ask you. Did you?
Yep. So I ended up getting some more doors. I let some go, but I did replace them.
You let some doors go?
Yes.
How did you do that? I mean,
a termination of service.
So you just send a letter?
Yeah.
Do you have like a conversation or anything?
No, not really.
Really?
It's outlined in the email, all the next steps, and I have an offboarding process as well.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
How did that feel?
It feel good.
Wow.
Yeah, because I believe in business, you have to be properly aligned together or it's not going to work.
Yeah, true.
I don't want to work with people that are unhappy with my services, and I don't want to make people feel like I'm unhappy, tending to them. So if it's just not there, it's just not there.
Yeah.
So it was good,
Yeah, because property management is more of a long-term, than like if we're doing a real estate deal, you send me a contract,
right?
We get in and we get out. It may be a few bumps along the way, but you just think, I'll never do a deal with them again.
Right.
But whereas if you're doing property management, you guys are in it for
it's a lot.
The duration of that contract.
Well, sometimes, but I terminated early. They terminated early, whichever one. It's not a big thing. We don't fight. Right. You know what I mean? It's not like, we're going to fight it out. Right. No, it's just like, okay, we'll take care. And some people fire me.
Right.
So it happens. That's why I do pray over my business to make sure that I get an abundance of aligned clients, because anything in real estate going to be stressful.
Yeah.
So it's like you gotta pick your battles. So anything in real estate is gonna be stressful. It's a lot of emotion, it's a lot of tension, it's really a lot of emotion. If people could balance their emotions better, it wouldn't be as bad. But it's dealing with, everybody's upset, and I'm the blame. Right. I'm always at fault, no matter what. I'm always at fault.
And we're talking property management, though, right? Okay.
So with that being said, I have to learn I got to keep me together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So as long as I'm balanced and it's not a big deal and I'm emotionally intact, I can make the situation better.
Makes sense.
But yeah, something like title. Everybody mad. It's your fault.
Is it really?
It's your fault. What you mean we can't fund today?
Oh yeah. Or I think the big one is the deal has been over at another title company, and for whatever reason, at the last minute, things just didn't shake out. So by the time the new or myself, come into the deal, it's here's the scenario. Can you get it done?
Right.
On the surface, I ask a lot of questions. Of course. Okay, wait a minute. Why are you bringing it to me?
Yeah.
What happened? I don't always get everything forthcoming.
Right.
But I get enough to where I'm gonna say, and I've said it before. It sounds like what challenges you had over at ABC company, you will have the same challenges here. So it's probably best that you try to figure it out and get it worked out while you're still over there.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be starting over with me. I'm going to need the same things, or I may have the same issues or concerns, or maybe even more. And now you're going to waste more time. So there's been situations where they're like, okay, it's not what I want to hear, but you're making sense, I'll get it done. And then in those other situations where I'm like, okay, that sounds logical. I think I have a workaround. Go ahead and send me everything. You know me. I try to set the expectations. Y'all got to give me a week. Y'all got to give me ever how long. But by the time I'm inserted in that and I'm okay, I walk in, everybody's on a 10.
Yeah.
Everyone is just upset.
All these emotions.
Yeah, and now here I am, the bad guy. Well, when you gonna have it done? Well, I told you when you called me, give me a week. I gotta sort it all out, and sometimes it works out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I can get it done. Other times there's layers and there's information that wasn't shared.
Right.
And now I'm like, why you ain't tell me that?
Yeah.
Or why you ain't tell me that? So I get it.
Yeah.
It's not always good.
No. And thank God you keep your emotions intact.
On the phone, in person. Now I'm at this point where when I hang up my cell phone, I got to look and make sure I push the end button.
Yeah. That's me.
Yeah,
all type of stuff come out my mouth when we get off the phone.
But it's business. Now, I was speaking with, I caught that. But I was speaking with, I was with Renee, and I don't want to chop her name up, so I'm not going to even say it. She's another beautiful young lady that hangs out as part of GDRA. We were together last night, the Greater Real Estate Association, GDRA.
Okay.
We were together last night doing a FINCEN course.
Okay.
And we'll tap into that. But Renee and them, they seem to think it's a buyer's market right now.
I don't know. Listings are sitting longer.
Really?
Yes, and it really don't matter the area.
What's longer? What like?
Longer. Like if it was at 15 days, now it may be at 30 days on the market for average. And there is a lot of price drops being done.
Well, that's good for the buyers. The price drops.
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah, it could be.
It takes the value away or something.
So. It depends. It really depends. It depends on why it's not selling. You know what I mean? So reduced price could be good, or depending on your negotiation skills. So it may be beneficial to offer asking and just get seller's concessions instead of a cheaper price.
Okay. Because it doesn't look good if it's on the market and then it's been sitting there and then there's price drops. You coming in as a buyer's agent and you looking at that and you're like, okay, what's going on here? Okay.
So I've had some of my listings and then ended up getting them under contract. One I priced correctly out in Taylor and it went under contract in like 3 days. So it could be a buyer's market, but also sellers not desperate. So we are in a market where sellers are not desperate. They would rather take it off the market, rent it out, or let it sit before they do go down bare minimum.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So, I mean, it's like, I think it's balancing itself out.
Okay.
I have not had a bunch of buyers, but I know that for one of my listings in Clinton Township, I've been getting a lot of showing requests. I'm probably over at 200 showing requests, but I only got one offer. And it's been on the market.
Showing requests?
Yeah, like it's been going like every day.
So 200 traffic people in and out?
Or scheduling it, yes.
Really?
And it's been on the market for about 3 weeks.
But you haven't gotten...
I finally got an offer
after
I did a price drop on it and everything. But to say that is, I mean, again, they gave us an offer. I had received other offers. They came in really low. Like, it's listed at 200. I got like an offer for 160. And I was like, girl, bye.
Because stuff in the market, because I'm assuming stuff in the market was going based around in that area was going based around what your home was listed at.
Right.
So why would they do 160?
I don't even know why she wrote it. Maybe she wrote it because her client asked her to. I would have been like, yeah, I don't think we're going to do that. But I ended up getting the offer a little under asking. And we got the inspection today. So, we did some negotiations to get it, but it wasn't at 160.
Yeah, right.
So, it depends. I mean, houses are sitting longer.
That's
I don't
interesting because I know they got more down payment money.
Well, you know what? I went on the city's website to look for it, and I didn't see the $25K there, but I know Mishda is always out. And speaking of which, we got Tangela coming next week to talk about down payment money.
Well, I can tell you what's going on.
We should have had a woman on this episode. She at least would have been here.
Ooh, I'm not gonna go there with that.
Don't worry,
I told you it was March and it was Women's Month.
Anyway, but should have had a woman on. Waste my episode.
It's okay. It's okay because we're gonna make it do what it do. With that being said, I guess we could talk about the buzzword FINCEN.
FINCEN, because everyone... Okay, so let me ask you this. Let's talk about FINCEN and the title company, because I know I've been getting a lot of emails from every title company talking about how they're teaching it. So what is the relation between FINCEN being taught and why is the title company teaching it?
Well, we're not so much teaching it. I think, I can't speak for those folks, but
hosting a class, right?
Well, mine was a class in sense of how to prepare yourself from an agent standpoint. Someone like you, for instance, because you deal with a lot of investors and or wholesalers that that are marketing to a buyer's market where they have a lot of cash buyers. It was really giving you the tools that you need. So one, you can understand FinCEN. Because there's a lot of back end of it that we just don't know because it's through the Treasury Department. So it's just stuff we don't know. But just making sure you understand what the markers are, when would FINCEN come into play in a transaction, and how to make sure you are proactive so that your client isn't looking at you like, why you ain't know about this? Why my closing being held up? Why I got to do this? You know how that go.
Yeah.
And it also, for me, it saves me the extra phone calls,
Okay.
So that was the reason for my, hey, let me get in front of you guys just to make sure you got the tools you need. Just like when the market, way back when everybody was doing wholesaling, and you needed to know about the contract, and you needed to know about the assignment agreement, and you needed to know about the JV. How does all those dots connect so that when you send your paperwork in to me, you got it right so that we can avoid delays with the closing.
So what exactly is going on with FINCEN?
So this was something that the Department of Treasury, or the U.S. Department of Treasury, wanted to push, I want to say maybe about a year and a half ago.
Okay.
It's tracking of money movement, essentially, through the U.S. Department of Treasury.
Okay.
And it's always been around. I don't know.
So the government is being nosy about where your money come from?
Something like that.
Okay.
I don't know the years with it, but it's always with banking. Any banking person we talk to, and we had Mo in the house last night. I forget what affiliation lender he's with Mo Lucas. And he kind of weighed in. Any banking that you're doing, financial movement of money, FINCEN comes into play. It's always been there.
Right.
And from some of the articles that I read in the YouTubes and the training sessions that we listened to, it's for money movement, deterring folks from moving money. I guess money laundering is just the best way to say it.
Okay.
So it was big for Miami and New York. And, again, from there, they were pushing that any real estate transaction where it's a cash transaction, FINCEN needs to come into play. Okay. So a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit longer, us title people, the bigger people, the underwriters, and other financial institutions was pushing back like, no, it's going to slow down the market. So they actually started a lawsuit to try to stop it. And that's been going on for a while. And then they finally, whatever the courts had going, we finally got to the point where this is going to happen. Okay. It will impact real estate transaction cash. There's no way around it. So you probably saw before now, everyone was saying effective March 1st, FINCEN. You know, you saw that, you kind of really was like, what the hell? Because as title people had to prepare for this because it could impact us in the sense of there's about 111 questions that a buyer has to answer if they're doing a real estate transaction. And I'll go over the markers with you. And before we got these third-party servicers that we can use, it was, as a settlement agent, if you're insuring that transaction, if you're involved in that transaction, if you're dispersing on that transaction, you're going to be the responsible party to make sure that that buyer complies with the FinCEN regulations. And if they do not, and if there is something that happens, money laundering or anything, or you fail to report this, you're going to be the one that's on the hook for that. You know, so whatever those charges are, whatever those consequences are, title people,
you have to report it.
It's your problem.
And if you don't, you're going to get in trouble. Yeah. So you got to tell on people.
I don't like the way you framing it. People. I'm not liking your attitude today.
Don't tell on you.
But yeah, I'm telling. Okay. So I've been telling for the last 2 or 3 days, and all the other title companies been telling. But we was telling anyway. If you look at it for a seller, when you do a real estate transaction, we telling the IRS that you did it by way of a 1099. Okay. So if you don't tell them, we're obligated to tell anyway, so we tell it. Okay. So now we got to tell on the buyers. So it's like, okay, well, I'm a cash buyer. Okay. What does FinCEN have to do with me? Right. The markers are, and there's pretty much 3 or 4 markers, and this is for, again, all my agents, all my my investors, my wholesalers, whomever. You got a cash deal. Okay. Your seller could be a company, they could be an individual, it does not matter. Okay. But the buyer that accepts or makes that offer, you accept it, they're paying cash. Okay. Cash as in they're just gonna pay cash, money, you know, wire or whatever. And they have a LLC that they're buying a property in. Okay. A LLC, a corporation, a trust, any type of entity that they're gonna be purchasing that property in to buy it, that's a marker for FinCEN. Okay. And so and again, think of it as, okay, you're buying this cash, your entity, where's your source of funding coming from? Because that's one of the questions, that's one of the things that the U.S. Department of Treasury is asking. So I got to tell them where I got my cash from? Yeah, you have to tell them where your source of funding is coming from for this transaction. So what source of funding did you use for the deposit? Yes. So, but it's my cash, and it's coming from my bank account. So provide them with that banking information. I got to send you the banking information? No, you don't send me. So what it is, if I was doing the inputting, you would send it to me. So there's about, again, 111 plus questions. And so what we've done is we've been provided with, we being title agencies, third-party servicers that are linked right in with the U.S. Department of Treasury. And these are secured sites that protect privacy purposes. Okay. And they've been vetted, and now they have the ability, they have softwares that are set up. Okay. So what will happen is once we identify as a title company that this is a cash transaction, and that transaction hits the markers for, yep, it's cash, yep, the buyer is buying it in an entity. Okay. And another thing we'll come back to is if they're doing a hard money loan. Okay. We'll come back to that. Okay. But yes, the purchaser is buying this property in an entity. Immediately, if we've registered with this third party, we will go ahead into the FinCEN portal, this link to the third party, let everyone know, hey, this is a real estate transaction that's coming down, and here's the pertinent information: purchase price, projected closing date, deposit, things like legal description. And then what that third party site will do at that time is they'll send a link to the buyer. Okay. They'll also send a link to the seller, and I'll tell you how the seller got pulled in. But they'll send a link to the buyer and the seller. Once those parties, respective parties, receive their link, they are able to go in through their phone, their computer, tablet, whatever, and go through 111 questions and answer the questions. Now, it seemed daunting at first because the same thing, that look you had, what everybody had, 111 questions, that's going to take me all day. But from my experience, the last couple of days, the way that this software is set up, you answer the questions in certain fields, and it'll pull the data that's needed to complete the 111 questions. So it doesn't necessarily feel like it's that many. Okay. But some of the pertinent questions are, so you got an LLC, and you're buying this in your LLC. What's the design of your LLC? Is it a sole member LLC? Is it an LLC with multiple LLCs within it? So like It's the LLC.
Yeah.
Then a manager of the LLC is a LLC.
Right.
The member of the LLC is a LLC. Then who's the operator of that LLC?
Jesus.
So you have to provide that information. And then when you get down to the actual parties that's handling the LLC, if it's more than one, what percentage do you own?
Oh,
what percentage do you own?
Oh my God. So listen, this is because I'm laughing and it's so daunting because we work with everybody. We work with realtors, wholesalers, right? Investors, and everybody's always in the go. Mm-hmm. So you know how crazy this is gonna be.
Well, it's not. And I'm saying I'm saying that from
now. Wait, do they have to do this for every transaction?
Every transaction.
Jesus.
Every transaction, and regardless if you didn't came to me 5 times, I've done 5 deals with you, and I got I have your corporate docs, I have everything. It does not matter. Every transaction, because it's a separate transaction, obviously. So you got to go and you got to do your FinCen.
But it's under one registered account.
No, you get a different link every time. You
Girl.
get a different link. So
if they don't knock it off.
So I say that to say, in a seller, and it's not one of those where the seller can say, I'm not doing, everybody, I ain't doing that. I'm not going to close, or I'm going to go down the street. No, you're going to cooperate. You're going to be a part of this. If you've accepted this contract and that buyer was paying cash in their LLC, you're pulled into having to comply. The good thing is the seller's questions are pretty basic because a lot of this is driven to the buyer. So they don't have as many questions, but they have to comply as well. The thing with us title folks is we can't give you a clear to close. You can come in with clear title. I do a deal, you call me on Monday talking about, I need to close Thursday. We can gear up to close Thursday, but if both parties don't complete their FinCen, we're not closing because I can't put you. I can't put you at the closing table until I get a clear to close confirmation on that. So the reason behind a lot of title companies, I'm sure, if they move the way I move, is because I want you to have these tools to be able to be proactive with your clients, your investors, or whomever, saying, look, we're going to have to do this FinCen. You need to go and when you get that link, get your shit inputted. Make sure you got your corporate docs updated. Make sure they're active. Make sure they're current, because all that comes into play. And if you got the seller and you say, look, we're going to accept this cash offer. I know you don't like giving the government your business, but if you want to do it, you're going to have to share this information. Because if one side do it and the other side does not, we're just sitting. We're waiting.
Right.
And you got this third party that's following up. They're tracking. They're making sure that it's done. Because it doesn't stop there.
No.
Once both parties have complied and provided the information, and we as the title people get a, quote, clear to close through FinCen, assuming everything else is in order, we can go ahead and schedule a closing. Closing takes place. Now it's on us to go back into this portal and report that the closing has actually happened.
Okay.
And that has to be done within a 30-day window. So if we fail...
So you got to go back and do it for every transaction?
Yes.
God damn it.
Yes. Every transaction. Ooh. Every time.
God bless America.
I mean, I've done 10. 7 of them, we've gotten our clear to close really quick.
Okay.
We've either closed or we're at the closing table.
Are the lenders involved in this?
Hard money lenders are. So.
Okay. But regular banks are not.
Regular banks, as long as the bank has a NMLS number.
Okay.
Then, so if you're buying a LLC and you're buying, or you're refinancing, more so a buy, and your bank has an NMLS number, and then we can check that by plugging the name in the database, we're good to go. If you are using a hard money lender and they do not have, like a lot of these guys just got cash and they record mortgages or whatever, and some of the other non-traditional type lenders, and they do not have that NMLS number, there's certification forms that they can complete, but then they have to provide information producing their source of funds to be able to fund you.
Oh, Lord. So... For my people that use Stan and Company as a hard money lender, Stan and Company may legit.
I'm mad at Stan and Company.
So Stan and Company may just have money in the bank he loan out to people. Yeah. And he has to fill out this FinCen information.
Yeah, if he doesn't have a number, there's a certification that he can get, but it does ask for source of funding. Land contract transactions.
What?
Seller financing. Yes, those fall under the classification. So,
but hold on, us realtors don't have to do it.
No, but you need to make sure you have the tools for your clients.
I will. What I need, Emma.
Don't do me like that today. So
it's already we just opened it up about how hard the real estate.
Oh, and I just here I come dumping this shit, and it's my fault. I'm on the hook too.
Had this conversation.
I'm on the hook too. Why you think I'm all in? Like y'all got y'all FINCEN together because we in this shit together. I mean, like for real, you know. It's a collective effort to get to the
closing table.
Yeah. What I read, if it's a split closing, so we got, it could be a split closing, and we got that hard money lender.
This just getting worse and worse. I'm mad I even asked.
Well, you want to talk about it, And we have a hard money lender, and they've been vetted, and they're good, and they're getting a policy from the other title company, and I'm doing a policy for the owner.
Right.
And we'll talk about that too. I'm responsible for making sure the damn FINCEN is done because I'm on the owner side. I'm the settlement agent for the sales side. So I'm making sure split. Y'all give me that info.
Yeah.
Because if we don't comply, we're still on the hook. So your markers, it's got to be residential.
Okay.
Not commercial, residential. 1 to 4 family, condominiums. If it's vacant land and the buyer...
Now, why not commercial?
I don't know. From my understanding, and I don't know, commercial doesn't fall under the same guidelines for tracking financials yet. And again, that's just my understanding.
Okay.
That's my interpretation. Look it up yourselves. What y'all talking about without me? They talking without me. But anyway. I
was asking for like a little break.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Residential, 1 to 4 family, commercial, vacant land if the buyer's intent is to build a structure on that vacant land. Yeah. Co-ops, condos, townhouses. Again, like I said, if any type of entity, cash, and it's an LLC, it's a corporation, it's a trust. If it's a 1031, so perhaps they sold some property.
Okay.
And they have it with their 1031, and now this is their replacement property that they're buying. Of course, FINCEN will come into play, but the only thing is when they say source of funds, it's, my 1031. So a lot of it is self-explanatory if there's no fictitious money movement. It is what it is. Now, the thing that we're trying to find out, and I guess this is what will eventually come to the forefront, you can get this clear to close in 10 minutes of getting a link. What happens behind the scenes?
Well, we're going to finish that behind the scenes when we come back from the break.
We're taking a break.
Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with Podcastic. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcast and content creators.
All right. So now we're going to talk about behind the scenes with FINCEN.
I don't know the behind the scenes. I'm curious to know because, and this is what we'll find out, I guess, over time. We get a clear to close within like 10 minutes. If everybody knows, because I've been doing a courtesy call. Because if it was me, from a privacy standpoint, I wouldn't want someone to just send me a link. You don't just send me a link talking about I need vital information or private information from you, and I don't know what the hell this is. So I've been just doing a courtesy call, making sure that my buyers and my sellers understand it. They understand the sense of urgency of it. And
that's good.
That's how we do. Or if I'm talking to you as my agent, Mar, did you talk to your guy? He knows about the FINCEN. You're like, well, yeah, E, but he may have some questions. Let me go ahead and just try to get that out the way and express that you're trying to get to the close table. You need to go and get that link open and do what you need to do. So like I said, I've gotten a couple of them back instantly, both sides. It's been so quick. It's like, okay, what are they looking at behind the scenes? We don't know yet because I'm sure it's not over until it's over,
Okay.
Is this something where they're looking at how many times this LLC has moved real estate, from state to state, cross borderlines? We don't really know. Right now.
So the FINCEN is just not in Michigan.
No, it's nationwide.
Oh.
No, this is everywhere. This is huge.
Okay, so this even happens if I decide to buy a property in Florida.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. This is not a Michigan thing. This isn't a title insurance, because the title companies was pushing, insurance companies was pushing against this.
Right.
But it is what it is at this point. And there's no saying, no, I cannot comply. Just like, and what I try to get sellers to understand, this has no bearing on you as a seller and your obligation for 1099 and making sure that you are doing your reportings and you're providing the title company what we need for that. That's separate from this. And one of the things that you have to keep in mind is that there is a fee associated with it.
What?
Oh, yeah. From what I heard, because we're using a third-party service.
Okay.
It would be a disservice for me to try to do the FinCEN myself with staff.
Okay.
Because of the amount of questions, and layers are pulled back if you determine that LLC has multiple LLCs within it. Now I'm trying to get all this information, and I'm following up with this buyer. I need this, I need that. We'll never get to the close table. Then my attention is pulled away from other deals that don't have FinCEN requirements, or I got to hire a whole nother body just to do that. So that's why these third-party servicers, or, the connection through, has been offered. And I'm sure a lot of us title folks, because I've gotten their emails, they're a little bit backed up because of the overwhelmingness of this. We use these third-party entries, if you will. And they run anywhere from $200 to $350, whatever. So what I heard was, I just charge a pass-through fee. We charge a pass-through fee. It's a buyer's situation.
Okay.
They didn't want it, but it is for them. We charge a pass-through fee.
To who?
To the buyer.
How much is that?
Our fee is $189.
Okay.
What I've heard is some title companies are charging $500.
Of course they are.
They're charging $400.
What?
And I'm like,
so you need to have a FINCEN flash sale. You need to have a flash sale.
Yeah. So,
hey.
Because again, and I don't know what they do that I don't do, but my experience, because I've done the first 7, 8 of them, because I wanted to know before I passed it on.
Okay,
really, what does it involve?
Right.
What are all our steps so that we can streamline this? Take 10 minutes, if that.
What? Okay, so it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Okay.
It's just like with anything. If you know that your buyer or your seller is using a business entity, they have to be active and in good standing. They have to be active in whatever state that they're saying they're going to be operating in. We need to be able to pull articles. We need an operating agreement. If it's a trust, we need a trust agreement. If it's a corporation, we need articles and bylaws and a resolution. So all that stuff, none of that's changed. It's just, okay, now you need that stuff and you need to be able to produce that stuff for your FINCEN tracking or whatnot. Okay. So again, you getting the same information, you setting their expectations.
Right.
As the title company, when we get the order in, we're looking at it and we're identifying certain markers.
Okay.
If I don't have some stuff, my team gonna be reaching out. Yo, I need A, B, C, and D, because while we moving along, once title is done, assuming we don't have any title issues, everybody want to close. And if this hits the markers, I want to have that out the way.
Right.
Now the design of it is, for me, it's not as overwhelming, because if I got a title and it's got some complications, I got to do a damn deed verification. I got to chase down a payoff. I got to get an association letter, even though it's cash. There's no reason that I can't have my FINCEN out the way while I'm clearing up all this other shit. Okay. There's no reason that we should have a delay with that. Now, when March 1st came, that was a Saturday. So I had a hiccup Monday and Tuesday after I sent out all these emails and these little pretty colors and shit saying FINCEN. Everybody thinking like, what the hell is that? But March 2nd, we're on it. I'm like personally with my sleeves rolled up, like, I gotta get your FINCEN done,
Right.
Because I was feeling nervous, like, oh my God, this is gonna hold up closing. Clients were good. Clients got me what I needed. We got it done. We ready to close.
Okay.
Like literally ready to close. Just moving and
Good.
So I'm saying that, and I'm trying to just put y'all up on game. Don't let them tell y'all out here that. Now again, I don't know the behind the scenes shit.
Okay.
But I can tell you the forefront is not as difficult.
Okay.
And is, again, that daunting
because it's information you should already have anyway.
Yeah.
So if I am a corporation, I should have all of this information in front of me because it's my business.
And if this the bank you using all the time where your money is coming in and out, and this is the bank you using for your transaction, there's nothing to hide.
Okay.
Now, it stops those that, because you still got them cash buyers that's like, I want to come in with that brown paper bag.
Really?
I want to come in with that brown briefcase looking like Mr. Banker. You trying, bro, don't bring that briefcase in here.
Leave your briefcase at home.
Y'all do what y'all do outside of me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Because, as title folks, we can't take cash money like that anyways. All money that we take in should be, anything related to that real estate transaction, it should be documented. There's a paper trail for that. Because if we're subpoenaed, we have to be able to produce.
Now, let me ask you, is FINCEN going to be a part of your audits that you get?
Hell yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Oh, God.
And the records are kept for 5 years.
Oh.
Yes.
So it's a 5-year look back.
Yes, the records are securely stored for 5 years.
Okay.
Yes, FINCEN will be a part of the audit. Absolutely. It'll be a part of the Best Practice Act.
Okay.
How we have our best practice procedures. How do you track your wires?
Yeah.
That's part of the reason we can't accept money over a certain threshold.
Right.
We need a wire. Why we don't do ACH transfers. Why you do the extra calling when you're sending a wire out. All that is.
No, you kidding.
You know that person?
No. What is it? Your phone should be on.
It was on D&D. I don't know.
You got to hit the volume button. Yeah.
Look at that. She don't want it. It is on down. Okay. Anyway, had you not said nothing, they wouldn't have heard it. So yeah, part of
I can't say it. No, it did. It's like this. Okay.
And it was business. He want to open the order. Quit playing with me. I'm gonna call you back, sir. But yeah, part of best practice. So we have an underwriter that we're linking up with right now. And the first thing that they said to us was, "Do you guys have your FINCEN in order?" Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it'll definitely be a part of the audit, from the state, as well as the various underwriters. He's fixing his shirt. As well as the various underwriters. So it's we got to have our shit in order. And, as a title agent, no, we cannot go to the closing until we've gotten a clear to close if it meets that criteria. So we'll see, folks. So I'll just tell you, like I told a group last night, if they mad at me and they talking about, well, I'm going to go down the street and close, they ain't going to make me do FINCEN. Okay.
Down the street gonna do FINCEN. Across the street gonna be doing FINCEN. And they gonna charge more.
That part.
So I'm wondering, me, I'm thinking of another way to scale a business.
Oh, well, let me add this to it too, which is important. I put this point out there yesterday. So you come in with your purchase agreement as a buyer.
Okay.
But your intent is to create an LLC.
Okay.
And you say, well, I want to put this property in my LLC. But
after we close?
There's a contingency in the purchase agreement that this was a quick closing. So you don't have time. Maybe you just set your LLC up. So you don't have time to get that set up for closing. So you say, forget it. I'm going to just go ahead and close in my name. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to do a deed after to put the property in my LLC. There's a couple of things with that. Don't think that because you're going to do the deed after that FINCEN doesn't apply, because it does.
What?
You have to look at it from the perspective of grantor, grantee. So the grantor on the deed, comma, seller.
Right.
Grantee on a deed, comma, buyer. Okay. Whether there's consideration related or not, that is a transaction that's taking place involving real estate, and that grantee buyer is an LLC.
Okay.
So FINCEN would apply. Now, with that being said, you'll say, well, I'm just not going to go through the title company.
What?
You don't go through the title company. What you have to understand from a title insurance perspective is when you close, the title company insured you as an individual. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now you about to go and you about to do a quick claim deed from yourself as an insured party on that title insurance over to your LLC. If you have a claim, the title company, that leaves us room to say we're not going to honor your claim because we insured you as an individual. We didn't insure your LLC, and you did this outside of us, and you didn't get your policy endorsed. So I'm saying that to tell my folks, while y'all talking about, well, I'm gonna do an LLC after the fact. Nope, you're not.
Okay, fortunately, I would love to stay on this podcast. I just got my words.
I lost my aunt.
What's the rest, Mom?
So with that being said, I would like someone that can get back with me. I have a real estate problem, and I don't know what to do. I need help, and I'm not a very trusting person.
Well, you can reach out to me directly. You can DM me through Facebook, or you can email me or go through our website.
I don't think they know your name and stuff on here.
You didn't put my name on there, Miles?
I mean, your name. With your title coming.
So again, I'm Emma Elder Howell with Detroit Title and Escrow. And you can go through our website, or matter of fact, just call me directly. You can call me at 248-767-8250. That's my cell.
Again,
Say it again. 248-767-8250. Take care of family, and then give me a call, and I'll do my best to try to help you or put you in the right direction. I'm so sorry to hear that.
Sending prayers.
And thank you for watching our show too.
Yes, sending prayers to you.
Man.
Wow.
That's
hopefully she call you.
Yeah,
so you can, you can definitely help. That's one thing about you, Emma. You will help.
I will for pennies on a dollar.
Man,
no, I'm just
a FINCEN flash sale.
No, I mean I just look at it as you do this every day.
Yeah.
So for you, when I'm talking to you, or when you're reading things on the internet or social media or these different podcasts you're hearing or news or what have you, this isn't necessarily foreign to you because you do real estate every day. But when you put yourself in the shoes of the average individual,
they don't do it.
Yeah, maybe this is their first house that they're buying. This is their first house that they're selling. Perhaps this house was an inheritance to them, and now they want to buy it or sell it, and all they know is I got a house.
Right.
One, like she said, I'm not very trusting because people they prey on you. They prey on the ignorance if you don't know.
They do.
They try to make money off of you. They look at you and they figure you don't know. They see you as dollar signs.
Yeah. Because they know the average person really don't sit and read through those contracts and those long documents. And that's why they do it, to overwhelm you.
It's overwhelming. So,
it is.
So I put myself in a position of, one, I feel like I could just relate with people.
Right.
And I've been told that, and it's just me kicking it with you.
Right.
But I want us to just kick it. I don't want to be talking at you.
Right.
I want to be talking with you. I want us to engage. I want you to feel comfortable where you can ask me questions. Yeah. Because sometimes people don't ask questions because they're embarrassed, because they don't want you to know, or they pretending like they know.
Yeah.
I know you don't know because you're staring at me. You ain't get it. You didn't get it, and it's okay.
It's okay.
But I like to help. I like to make sure that if I got the tools and the knowledge and the info, let me share it. Because also, I don't want you calling me later talking about, well, you didn't tell me. No, you didn't listen, because I told you. And I'll tell you again, but...
While we talking about deed fraud, I'm hoping I can find it on Crime and the D.
You talking about that lady with the...
Baby! Yes. Why'd she do that to that old man?
It's how she did it. That's not the first. We've seen stuff like that before.
She done got that old man out his house.
It's unfortunate. We have those type of scenarios that hit our desk where the family is like, that wasn't her girlfriend. She was playing him. He didn't. Uncle whomever didn't sign that deed. A lot of folks have gotten away with it back even 2 years ago at the
Here
earliest.
it go, right here. I found it. It's a woman accused of forging deeds, selling home of Warren man in a assisted living facility.
Yeah, she played like she was his girlfriend.
What?
Until he took ill. And she did what the average deed fraud person do. They forged the deed. Now, the part that I didn't get, because she sold the property.
Right.
So I want to assume that she went through a title company for that price. Now, here's the catch with that, because this is the reason for the deed fraud. This is the reason why a lot of underwriters have pulled out of Michigan. Okay. This is the reason that we have to do all that deed verification stuff and everything that we do now. Because, I mean, we got jammed up on one. And I think you guys saw me make that post about, I'm suing the notary. Because the notary was in on it. And that's, I mean, you got to have a notary to be a part of it too. Yeah. Or you have,
otherwise it's not going to get recorded.
Or you have a fake ID, because a notary's job isn't to say if this deed is valid or not. A notary's job is to say this person presented identification, and that is who they say they are. Right. And I'm notarizing their signature. But if you're a really good notary and you watch the actual notary segments or sessions, they'll tell you in there that if you talking to someone and they don't seem like they're fully understanding.
Yeah, you can ask them a question.
They're comprehending, or they're
there.
Right, or
he in the damn nursing home.
They're self-induced or something like that. You're supposed, or they're alcohol. Yeah, you're supposed to stop that signing.
Exactly.
You're supposed to stop.
Right.
But do they really stop? You know, if the ID appears to be altered, which they have ways now they can fix that. If the ID appears to be altered, if the ID is expired,
yeah.
You know, you're supposed to stop. If it's Miles Davis Jr. and the person that presented their ID is just Miles Davis, you're supposed to question the document versus the ID. These are like notary 101.
Right.
A lot of notaries aren't following those steps, you know, or they're saying, I let me see the person. Yeah, I know that person. I'll notarize.
So listen to this, because, you know, I'm dealing with a situation. My client bought a house from the auction, and I think he closed on it in 2024, 2025. And when we pulled up the deed, this is the one I was telling you about, where the grandson had went and got the deed signed. So it was a deed that was drafted in 2018, and then he went and had it recorded in like 2024. So my question is, when it comes down to the county, and they're sitting, what the hell are they looking for?
Well,
because they take you through the whole thing. They read over the deed. Oh, this not right. This not right. You know, and you got to bring it back. And why are y'all doing all that if y'all still getting deed fraud going on?
In the county's defense. And
Please
I say
defend
that
them.
I am, and I say that from being in all the districts, having that, and that was I loved it.
Okay.
Being a part of the whole deed fraud and sitting next to counsel for the county, in the deed fraud division, and actually sitting two chairs down from Youngblood in one of our sessions.
Okay.
They explained it, which we already kind of knew this. First off, when you go in the county, they have the signs everywhere telling you that we cannot give legal advice.
Okay.
We're not attorneys.
Okay.
Seek legal advice, seek the professionals when doing real estate, right?
But still, even still, you have a recorded, you have a drafted deed.
Are you going to let me answer the question?
Okay, because just one thing that got me. You see that it was drafted in 2018, and someone's bringing it in 2024 to have it recorded. But go ahead.
Well, again, in their defense, they're not attorneys. Okay. When they're looking at a document, they're not looking at the validity of the document. That's not what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
They're looking at, does this document meet the recording requirements? The margin, the font, the legal description, the names, the notary. That's what they're looking at.
Oh, Jesus.
That's by law. That's all they can look at. Michigan is a race to record state.
It is.
So if a document is brought in and the document meets those markers, they have to record that document. It's not up to them to say that document is invalid. That document was signed and notarized in 2018. Why are you just now recording it in 2024?
Okay.
That has nothing to do with the statute or what they're required to do. So that's part of the deed fraud. That's why they have right now, where they're big with legislation, they're trying to get the bill passed where that they can enforce more.
Okay.
But we're not there yet.
Okay.
So the reason that we have this rise with deed fraud is because it hits the county, and if it meets the markers that I just identified, it gets recorded. Same way all these wholesalers can go and file their claims of interest. It meets the markers, it can get recorded. If they start turning away documents, for instance, we'll use a first and a second mortgage. Okay. If someone presents the first mortgage and that mortgage is messed up, or they say, oh, that signature isn't right, and they turn it away for something that outside of the normal our margins and this and that, they turn it away because they're practicing law. How do we know that was the person that signed it? And then someone walks in with the second mortgage, and that mortgage fits everything, and they record that one.
Oh, yeah.
So now your second mortgage got on record before your first mortgage, and it was because the county turned it away. So race to record, priority of ownership, priority of interest. So they're not attorneys. By law, they can't tell you what's valid, what's not valid. They can only accept it if it meets the requirements.
That's insane.
So that's why we out here saying, you need to go to a title company. And even with us.
Right.
Some of the shit done slipped through. That's the reason we pushing back now. We doing the deed verification. Because I can't flat out tell you that's fake as hell. Right. Get that out of here. But I can look at it and I can ask you all the questions, and I can, and I'm like, I can politely say, due to concern with that document that was presented, we can't do this transaction. And I'm looking at it, and I could tell this shit is fake.
Right.
I can tell from the signature. I can tell looking at the notary. Now, I will say, because we've had those situations where they done tried to do the deed, and they done dated the deed after the death certificate, not realizing that
somebody asked me
it's public record, or the notary stamp was expired, because it's a certain time frame that the commission is good for. So you look at the date.
They put the expired notary stamp on.
You put the date of the document, and then they use this expired ass notary stamp. So when we go and we doing what we do, and we examining documents as a title company, and we're like, that shit don't add up. So you go to the Secretary of State, the notary section for the Secretary of State, and you plug in that notary's name, because that's public record too, because a notary is an officer of the state.
Right.
So you have to have your shit available for people to look up.
Right.
And we like, that shit expired. Hey, that was an expired notary when this deed was done.
Jesus.
So we can't accept it. But guess what? They can go record it. So what people say is, because it's notarized, I didn't say it had to be a, I didn't say the notary had to be valid. I said it was notarized. So what people say, I lost my train of thought. Oh, well, I'm going to just take and record my deed. Or they say, well, why you can't take it? It's recorded. The county accepted it. The notary did it. That doesn't mean it's valid.
Right. And you know it's not valid.
I know it's not valid.
Yeah.
Or even if the death certificate is not recorded, I can look at the age of certain documents and tell this person took title in 1958. Now, I'm not saying because of 1958 or 19 whatever that they're dead. But if there's been other occurrences and their name wasn't on anything, and then all of a sudden
they done popped up,
their name pop up, it's like something ain't adding up. So even if a death certificate is not recorded, I just go right to whatever people finder tool that I use, and I'm like, oh yeah, right there.
They did.
Yeah.
You know what? So, that's like this one deed. And I know that the lady is deceased because of her name. I think it was like Ethel or something. It was like a real
hey, because I'm Emma. Don't do that. I was like, don't come on Ethel like that.
It was like a real old name. And I was like, this
Ethel?
lady.
Really?
It was like, but with that being said, I figured it out. Like, okay, from 2018.
Yeah.
Not up until here. And that's so crazy because my client is trying to get the guys to like do the right thing. And Buddy didn't just stop answering the calls.
So here's the thing with that, and this is the word to anyone. So the county, for as diligent as they can, if you notify them of a fraud, you present them with a fraudulent deed and you do all that, they will have you go through and complete all that paperwork so that they can start an investigation.
Really?
But in their defense, again, they're bombarded. It's just so many. It's so many fraud cases right now. And what people need to understand is just because you've reported it to the county, they're not the ones that can make it right for you. They're not the ones that can restore your title back. You reported it to the county. That doesn't mean it goes away. The Wayne County Fraud Division is now looking into it to see who the parties were and are these some habitual offenders. Is this the same notary that we've seen on other documents? Is it the same LLC? Is it the same wholesaler that was involved in this? Because they'll start asking for, looking to see what title company did it. If they can determine that, there's ways that they can figure that out. So behind the scenes, they're doing their research.
Okay.
But I tell anybody, it doesn't stop while the county got it, I'm waiting on them. No, your title has been slandered. Your title, you've become a victim of fraud. It impacts your real estate. You've notified the county so they can start the prosecution aspect. Now you got to hire an attorney because they need to do a quiet title.
And what's the quiet title?
I'll come back to that in a minute. Okay. But they got to do a quiet title so that the judge can vest title back in your name by extinguishing that fraudulent deed.
Oh, wow.
So essentially, in a quiet title can be used for a lot of things, but it's for the purpose of something such as this.
Okay.
Someone has filed a fraudulent deed on your property. So now you got to go and you got to hire an attorney to represent you, basically letting the courts know and asking the judge to review those documents. Hey, here's evidence that I didn't sign that deed, producing with the, producing, I don't know who that notary is, all of that. And essentially the judge is looking at the entire case because you're wanting to quiet that interest away. You wanting them to go quietly, meaning that you file a complaint with the court, you do advertising, you do mailings, noticings, letting them know that, hey, you've fraudulently recorded a deed against my property. If you feel that this is valid, or whomever the person that fraudulently received it, you need to answer this complaint. You have a certain time frame with the courts that you have to answer the complaint. If you don't answer the complaint, then within court guidelines, after like 21, 28 days or something like that, and I'm summing it up real quick, guys, the judge will you'll file a motion for the judge to look at all the evidence. And if you didn't answer the complaint, because we know it was bullshit, the judge will then give a judgment rendering title back to you. Basically, in that judgment, it'll say extinguishing the interest of deed, blah, 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 vesting or restoring title back to the original owner, whoever that is. Okay. But the problem with that is you've just cost this person $2,000. It's $2,000? It could be. Some attorneys charge $3,000. Again, the market and the demand for it is so high, the price can go up. You know, $2,000, $3,000, because if you can't find the person and you can't serve them certified mail, you got to do advertising. That costs more.
They need to have a quiet title flash sale.
Again. This one right here today. But it's so much shit going on in our industry right now. And as much as we try to educate people, same thing with renters. What about when the renters go and they give the deposits, you know,
and get got,
and they give the deposits thinking it's the owner.
Now here's the thing, I have to use my discretion, like the title company determine if they lying to me about it. Yeah, because people will call and be like, with this story, like, I've been getting got and this person ran off, right? And then the first thing I ask is, okay, have you ever been through an eviction? Yeah, I had an eviction back. I can't help you at that point. Because now I'm like, are you lying to me? Dang. Yeah. So we have to be really cautious. Like, people will say anything. Right. It's like, okay, yeah, I got. But
how would one? Because like obviously, I'm telling renters, you know, the renter's not going to run to the title company. No. The way if you're a buyer, right? You're buying on cash, or you dealing with someone with a quick claim deed or something, right? Because they just don't know. They're not in the buying arena. Right. They're in the rental arena. But I mean, we can look up a deed and say, well, who are you talking to with signing the lease? And if it's the individual, we can say, yeah, that's who we see the deed. But if it's a property manager, we can say, well, that's who we see the owner is, but we don't know if that's the right property manager or not. So they still put themselves in a position of giving money to someone who they think is in relation with the owner and still get got.
Because anybody could make a dang on Zillow profile and post pictures,
property manager.
Or even, hey, I'm listing this house for rent for $12.50 and reach out to me, like, and create fake leases.
Yeah. Man, it's so unfortunate.
It is, because people prey on people like this. You know. But Miles had gave us the fingers.
He gave us the 5 fingers already?
Yes, he did. It was amazing talking to you about FINCEN today. Yeah. I learned a lot.
I'm hopeful. Again, I don't think it's going to be what everyone is making out to be if you follow the markers.
Yep. So I learned a lot.
Call your favorite title lady and just say, walk me through this.
Yeah. I got this link.
Right. You know,
and she's having a FINCEN flash sale.
I am not. My price is at the low end. And it's a pass through. No profit for that one.
Okay. Well, we appreciate that as always. I'm broker Marlisha Darnell. You can find me across Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. Tell the people where they can find you.
Of course, it's your girl, your favorite title lady. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, not TikTok yet. Website, www.detroittitleandescrow.com. Take care, enjoy your Thursday, and have an amazing weekend.
All right. Thank you.